Hey everybody and welcome. I'm Kaylee Pear with Spirit of 76 and the team here. We are so excited. We have a lot to talk about today. We're going to be discussing 2025 production updates, lots of new products, so much more, such a whole bunch of value and information. Hey, this is the Spirit of 76 team. I've got Jonathan, Ben, Sam, and James with me. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Doing good. How are you doing, Kaylee?
I'm doing good. I'm excited about all the information that you have. So much happening in the next, not just year, but 2 years. So we've got a lot to get to. So what I want to start with today is let's talk about the 2025 production. So I want to talk with Ben and James about that right now. So kind of walk through, some of the industry trends. What do people need to know?
Sure. Well, it's going well. So far, so good in China. All the production updates we've gotten are positive. Heat ban has been lifted. So they're back at fireworks, making fireworks, which is great. But we have been told that we're going to see less time for the U.S. market and production for products coming to the U.S. market. We are now vying with a domestic market in China that is still going fairly well. And the European market has come back. So we've just been told that orders need to be in early. Of course, we did that, giving them ample time to get the product completed, but they're just telling us to be aware. That's going to be something that's probably going to be of issue. Don't know which product or products it's going to injure or if it will actually be any, but just something to be cognizant of. We're seeing shipping costs move back around a little bit. So I know we saw prices for 2024 kind of right size and move back down. That is partially, primarily thanks to the reduction in shipping costs. Of course, during COVID, we had extreme increases in shipping costs and reached all-time highs. We've since come back down, but it looks like those prices are trending back up. Right now, a container to Anywhere USA is going to run about $20,000 in shipping. Earlier this year, you were able to get there for $14,000 or $15,000. So I think the impact on that during COVID, we saw a reduction in packaging. We saw those larger pieces that were physically larger just because we could shrink a little bit because of the shipping costs that was associated with them. We saw a little bit of movement back towards those bigger pieces as that shipping cost came back down, but with shipping costs moving up, I think we're going to see a little bit of a yo-yo on that. Another change is larger assortments, north of 80 pounds, I believe. It's not going to come as one single piece. So the Max, Brothers Container Load, those pieces, big tray assortments that we're accustomed to seeing, those are going to come boxed a little bit differently for 2025. So that's something that we're going to be dealing with on a change.
Yeah. And to talk about some of the trends in the US we've been seeing, our retailers have reported an uptick in the artillery shells, how well they've been selling. As Ben mentioned, when shipping was just crazy expensive, big items like artillery shell kits, the 424s, the 3-inch tube racks, those things, the prices just got crazy. But as we saw the shipping rates come down, the prices on those became reasonable again, and people started picking those up. The consumers were buying those again at retail. So I've seen those tick up. We're also seeing people, a lot of the carriers are carrying the short preloaded tubes. So those are going to compete with 5 and 6-inch shells. Small preloaded tubes, you'll see a lot of retailers stocking those in 2025. And then the finale sets, the cakes where one cake shoots left, one cake shoots right, one cake shoots straight up the center. Those have been very hot sellers, and those will be gaining more and more shelf space for 2025. In China, Roman candle barrages have been really, really popular. And the reason this matters is because of our competition for factory time with China and with the European market. So whatever sells well in China is going to be harder to get here. So artillery shells, cakes are the main thing. Cakes are very popular in China, in the European market, and the US market. So that's the item that has the biggest backlog of factories right now.
Awesome. And I know that, as we've gone through this year, it's been kind of a challenging year over at Spirit of 76 with the warehouse fire back around Memorial Day. And so I wanted to discuss, you've done a tremendous job at coming back from that. So better than ever. So I want you guys to walk through, what customers need to know about maybe updated stock and maybe new stock. So can you walk us through that, guys?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was an unexpected Memorial Day phone call when we got that one. But thankfully, as everybody knows, or most people do, no one was injured. And the fire was contained to the new portion of our warehouse. So it certainly did have a negative impact on us because that was a very large storage area. We lost over 80,000 cases in the fire. We are okay. Now we were able to actually get back up and running in under 24 hours. That's thanks to our fantastic warehouse crew. They got us back online. So we didn't miss a beat. As a matter of fact, before that occurred, the fire occurred on Monday. The team had already pulled all orders that were set to be picked up Monday, shipped out on Tuesday, and shipped out on Wednesday. So we did lose time, but honestly, we were prepared. What we most lost was the product, and space to store the product, which is not great. Everybody's been asking, what was the cause? Investigation is still ongoing. The insurance folks are hard at it. They're taking care of their due diligence. They're working with the authorities to try and ascertain exactly what it was. But as of this moment, there is no indication for what it was that started the fire. So they're still looking into that. We're about halfway through on cleanup. There was a lot of product in there, and there was a lot to go through and a lot to take care of, but we are slowly working through that with the company that we've hired to help us out. And it's been good working with our insurance company. Shout out to the folks at the Griffith Siebels. They've helped us during this tough time. Our customers also, of course, understood what took place. We were able to let everybody know what product wasn't available. But now we're on the back end of that, and we're bringing stuff in. So fire stuff is still an issue for us, but it is almost a distant memory. So looking forward to business as normal.
Yeah, as Ben was saying, we have been bringing in product. We have strong relationships with our suppliers. So since Memorial Day, we've brought in over 40 containers. We've got several more on the water right now, and more ready to depart China soon. So we're getting fully stocked for New Year's. We're stocked well across all categories, and we've come up with some new ways to show those products on the website.
Yeah. So in addition to like our just arrived section, which is going to show a lot of the items that just came in since the 4th of July, which has just been updated. So definitely check that out. We also just implemented, our IT team is awesome. They just implemented some new ways to filter products on our site. This includes a Patriotic filter, Spanish label products, low noise, and also the coming soon section, which is items that are on the water. So definitely check those out. Those are under the product lists or just lists on the shop.76fireworks.com website. Those are going to be really, really helpful for you to, sort all our items, especially the new items that came in.
So Sam, I wanted to put up this video so that you could talk a little bit about some of the new product that is coming in.
Yeah, we got a bunch of items that were new for 2024. Maybe they came in late June or July. We're even still getting some new ones in, and we actually just tested some earlier this month. And so here's a quick reel of some of the items that we just tested. We got a bunch new from Sky Bacon, Tacos, 76 Show Series. There's also a whole bunch of really awesome pro use in the pro line, really amazing Comets and Mine items, as well as some 1,000-gram cakes that we're really excited to get in people's hands. And so all these items are now available on our just arrived section on shop.76fireworks.com, but also the pro items and the show series items are available at 76proline.com. So definitely go check those out.
Yeah, that's awesome. And, I want to add Jonathan in here so that we have the whole team now that we have some of these updates. You guys have been talking to me about a couple of different products that you have. And I hear that iShot is like the greatest thing that's ever happened. So I need you kind of to break down, what is that? And why is it the greatest invention of all time?
That's right, Kaylee. iShot is the greatest thing of all time. iShot is the revolutionary way to load and shoot single shot devices. So far, it has been extremely popular, and so popular we've been actually bought out multiple times, which led to us having to build up a little more inventory. So far, company adopters are reporting up to 15 times faster setups with significantly reduced costs and safety risks. Demand is just simply higher than we expected, which led to us just getting bought out. We also had a pretty big request for a larger variety of effects and items when we initially rolled it out. So it took a little time, but we wanted to make sure that when we fully released iShot, all of the items were ready to go. So what that means, we have everything from basic comets all the way up to no debris 100mm mine looks. Products are coming in. They'll be both pre-matched and in unmatched versions. Custom and standard rack production is in full swing thanks to our friends over at Craigco. And we hope to make the iShot system publicly available very, very soon. So stay tuned. In the meantime, feel free to reach out to us at proline@76fireworks.com for any questions, comments, or inquiries.
This kind of brings us to a point where you're probably thinking about inventory of your products and, whether it's for New Year's Eve, whether it's for 2025 and getting ahead of the season. I've been hearing inklings, and we'll go into more. You guys talked about shipping costs kind of going back up. What do customers need to know to save a little bit, to plan, to be able to spend their money wisely when it comes to these containers?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, so the most economical way at the end of the day to order fireworks is going to be through dropship containers. Us at Spirit of 76, we have a pretty large variety of options here for this year, including Brothers, Sky Bacon, Taco Show Series, as well as new Space Ranger. Our Sky Bacon and in-house brand containers, we're looking at an average of 20% higher fulfillment on those guys there versus your standard other brands. Greatest thing about that as well is we can fit more product onto those containers. So you're actually getting a pretty good value on shipping as well.
Oh, that's awesome. And I see that, the number 3 here is like shipping costs have been spiking since the highest level since 2022. I want to show this graphic here because I think it kind of showcases that a little bit. What does that mean for your customers? What do they need to know about this?
It's not going to get less expensive. If you have needs for this coming New Year's season, I would go ahead without hesitation and purchase the product that you need now. If you're looking ahead to the 4th of July, 2025, which is going to be on a Friday, just a heads up in case you didn't already know that one, it's going to be helpful to get the inventory in at this point because nothing is indicating that shipping costs are going to come back down. Nothing is indicating that they're going to be shooting up to record levels or anything like that. But it doesn't indicate that it's going to move around too much. Probably going to hang out there.
Okay, and I want you to talk a little bit more about Space Ranger. If somebody can expand on talking about what this means and how exciting of a partnership this is.
Absolutely. So we were excited when Rebecca Song approached us. There she is, unveiling the Space Ranger logo. She started a company, Lion Tech, after she left another Chinese company, Winda. And we are thankfully able to work with her at Lion Tech for some products that we get. And Space Ranger, she had asked us if we would help her sell her products to the good folks in the United States. We got the chance to see some of those products demoed, and knowing Rebecca and her high quality products that she's provided us in the past, we were excited to have the opportunity to do that. And something else that makes it even more exciting for us is we will be able to mix Space Ranger brand products with our exclusive brand products as well. So that means you can get Space Ranger, you can get Taco, you can get Sky Bacon, you can get 76 Show Series, all mixed on one container. Everybody has been asking us for these mixed container options. They were difficult to do during COVID, and this is a great chance to bring those back around. We're excited to do that, and we expect really good fulfillment from everything Lion Tech, all that Space Ranger product. I know that she's keen and ready to get the production rolling for those orders that can be placed, and she's worked with us. So there's details on the discounts. We are happy to share that with you. If you haven't gotten a price list from your sales rep yet, reach out or give us a call, 573-447-1776, and we can send you over price list order forms so that you can see exactly what's available to you and how those discounts work. So if you're going to be ordering high volumes of a product, you can look at capturing some volume discounts. I know everybody's looking to save some money. That's a great way to go that route.
Yeah. And so what if you're not quite there yet? You're not a huge store and you don't need that volume of product. What do you suggest that a customer does to be able to get the best bang for their buck?
Well, Kaylee, I think the best way to go then would be our special order program here at Spirit of 76. You can lock in our lowest wholesale pricing for the remainder of this year and through the 4th of 2025. A little bit of a breakdown on some of the savings you'd be looking at here. It's about a 5% discount across the board from tier 1, 2, and 3 with that special order discount in place. So if you're looking for savings, that special order is the way to go.
Okay. And so if you want more information on that, you can go to 76.com/special order for more details on that. So that's really important to know that you can get some of that wholesale pricing there. So thank you so much, Jonathan. Now, the 4th of July this year, we learned a lot. There was you guys did some surveys and you learned some more information on that as well. So I kind of wanted to take some time to discuss with the team on a review of this past 4th of July. What did you learn? What should you suggest for your customers as you move forward into the next season? Because we got some big ones coming up.
Yeah, we definitely, like you said, had several post-4th surveys go out. So thank you to everyone who took those and gave us, product feedback, as well as feedback on, our customer service and things like that. We also asked folks, what was working for them this year, what wasn't working for them. So a big one we asked was like successful marketing, what they felt was getting their business the most attention. And we found more than ever before, social media and Facebook has been, gold. Really, online sources are going to be key going forward. Radio, TV, print, especially TV and print advertising, these are kind of we're not finding as much return on investment for these. Same with postcards, direct mailer. Some people are still sticking with radio and billboards. We've done that for our own, seasonal tent. We found good success with those because they're kind of constant, especially the billboards, especially whenever they're nearby. But social media and Facebook has been king. Having an online presence is so important. We really recommend everyone have at least either a website or a social media like Facebook, Instagram presence, so that when they're searching for fireworks near them or fireworks available for sale in the area, something gets your business to come up on a Google search. We're also finding that people are making fireworks purchasing decisions during the year earlier than we previously had known. So Muds can talk a little bit about that, but a lot of people are making those purchasing decisions April, March, or even earlier.
Right. And that runs in line with what Jonathan was mentioning, our special order program. That's one of those that it's the early bird gets the worm and will reward you with even better pricing than what's going to be available. We're always going to have good pricing, but it gets even better if you take advantage of that. And it is going to be a limited stock situation. We're going into a Friday, 4th of July. Of course, New Year's is coming up here as well. Get what you need early. That you're going to be selling fireworks. We're going into that weekend cycle. Getting more now, having a little bit extra. If you have a peak in business, great. Then you can go into that reserve, or you're able to get some of that product on hand in expectation of the bump that's going to happen going into a weekend cycle. So over the years, talking with our customers, hearing who was successful, who encountered the most difficulties, and who was continually successful, it's the prepared folks. I mean, it's business. We all know this. Everybody's invested in their own company when it comes to running retail. So taking care of the purchase decisions earlier, just like anything else, getting it done so you can deal with other details or have it shut down so that you're done with your preparation work ahead of the 4th of July. You can focus on the other things that you have, taking your time and attention. That's always very helpful. So we'll reward you with a discount if you get in there, order early. And it's also where we're going to have plenty of selection. Like Jonathan said, you can secure that special order program pricing by buying early. And then as we have products come in, or somebody else that you're working with doesn't supply you with the products later on, and they kind of surprise you with that information in May or June or whenever it might be, come on back to us. We can help you out with what we have here.
Yeah, fall time and winter time are a great time to be thinking about this and to be starting planning your orders, putting your orders in if you're getting a container, especially the earlier the better. We also, we know that, 2025 products for the following year are hard to predict whenever you don't know what you don't know. So we're going to be offering demos. We're going to have a virtual one in January, and then our public one is going to be also in April, pretty much the same weekend it usually is. So if you go to 76fireworks.com/demo, you can go see details on that. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're planning for buy early and you'll be rewarded with better pricing.
Right.
And we can plan for New Year's Eve being on a Tuesday this year.
Yeah.
Sure.
What is that? What should you do? What does this mean for business? Because that's not the most ideal day,
Right. You want it to abut or be on a weekend. It helps. Just like when the 4th of July hits that. A holiday on a weekend is always preferred, or on a Friday or a Saturday. That's just, it makes it better. So we're expecting strong New Year's sales. The folks that I'm talking with down south in the markets that are typical New Year's areas, they're expecting to be where they were at last year. So flat is not where you want to be, but it's better than regressing. So I would say get the product. You're going to be followed up by Friday, 4th of July. So we know that's coming along. So get your stuff for New Year's, be prepared. And like always, do what you can to get your customers to come see you early in the season, because we all know that New Year's Eve is going to be wild and crazy. It's just the way that it goes. So anything that you can offer up to incentivize your customers to come see you on opening day or well before New Year's Eve, that's just one other customer and one certainty that you made in the sale earlier on will leave you the capacity to sell to somebody else on that New Year's Day. So structure those promotions to reward early birds, just like we do. Prepared pyros are the best kind of people.
And last year, New Year's Eve was had a lot of drought issues in a lot of those southern states, and this year is not the case. So that's good news for you that drought conditions are much better across the board. So more pro firework.
Yes, without a doubt. It was nice to hear that this past 4th of July, and it seems the trend has continued. Everybody's always concerned when precipitation stops, but this year it was a whole lot greener, a whole lot wetter, in a whole lot more places than it has been. So that's just one of those things you can't control, but you don't have to worry about as much as you did in years past. So excited for that. No drought condition to continue.
Okay, so now let's look ahead to 2025 and beyond. A lot of exciting things happening, including new products, 2026 being 250 years of America. That's so fun. And some new Pro line performance products, as well as let's talk about what you need to do to prepare for these next couple years, because not only is it a 250th anniversary, it's also a weekend 4th of July. So I'm going to get the whole team in here now, and let's talk about this. Let's break it down. We're going to start with the new products. We're going to start with the 2026 party that we're going to have. So let's talk about all the exciting stuff we're doing.
Yeah, we can't wait to show off for 2026. We've got exciting new products coming in for 2026 with our badge, Legacy of Liberty, 250 years. So we want people to really get out there and celebrate that. So we're starting early in 2025. We'll have a lot of these new patriotic products coming in. Excuse me, cakes, fountains, so much, sparklers even. It's going to be great. It's going to be a huge celebration, and we can't wait. We think 2025 is really the year to promote that to fireworks fans and start putting those products out there for people to become accustomed to and get familiar with. For 2025, we're also, we've been working since April on a lot of new items. We've got 5 new assortment trays coming in from Sky Bacon, so we're really excited to revamp that assortment line. Also assorted cases of cakes, which are becoming increasingly popular. Even some of our old sets, we've come up with color cartons to make those more attractive for retail shelves. So I think customers will be really happy to see that when they get their orders in this spring. 1-minute cakes, 2-minute cake. We've increased those. People like those long-lasting cakes. Those are very popular at retail. So we've expanded that line, different price points, different label options. So people are gonna be excited to see that come out. Brothers and Winda, they have some great new items that we're going to be bringing in for 2025, all across the board: fountains, cakes, novelties. It's going to be really exciting. They come up with new, unique items every year, some nice labels, especially from Winda. So we can't wait to bring those in and demo those for you. And then starting in 2025, we're going to bring in some exclusive items from Brothers. We'll be the only ones carrying these that are all red, white, and blue effects. So I think that's going to get the 2026 party started early, and we're really excited to demo those for people when those come in.
Okay, so that's really exciting. 2026 coming up. If you want any more information on it, you can always go to the website that was on the screen, 76fireworks.com/250 for that, and stay up to date, because we're constantly making updates. We're constantly doing some new ideas that we're throwing in there. But for now, let's talk about 76 Pro line and some of the new products that are just rolling out right now. Jonathan, I know that we talked about a lot of these, so I'm going to throw this up there. I want you to go through everything, because there's just so much that you can get now.
Absolutely. As exciting as 2026 is going to be, I'm still stuck in 2024, Kaylee. We are very, very excited to announce our brand new line of smoke mines by Europa. It is a full line of 45 millimeter devices that are completely clean. They're built to the highest smoke density possible. We have a ton of stock coming in at the end of the month. They will be available very, very soon. From there, we are taking a look at our new extra large 60 millimeter mine. It's a newly developed item, no debris, with Giuliani Fireworks and 76 Pro Line Italia. It's going to be that 100 millimeter mine look in an iShot format. Big stars, great heights, and it's made specifically for those venues where quality is above all else. Those are going to be, again, available in iShot, pre-matched. We've also got a 50 millimeter extra large mine that is no debris as well. I like to call this guy the 60 millimeters little brother. Again, bigger stars than the standard 50 millimeter version, but it's for those that don't necessarily need that bigger 100 millimeter look. We've got more stars, more colors coming in soon. There's limited colors now, but we will be working on that. Also, we've got tri-comets here. It's a 3-comet look in a single tube. Those are available now. Those are also in a no debris format. Very, very excited about those. I also just recommend testing all of these items before using them in a proximate environment. Rolling into 76 Show Series here, we are very excited to bring back some of our old consumer favorites from 76 Pro Line. We've got everything coming back from humming snakes, falling leaves, swirls, finale boxes, and more. Now that we got all that out of the way, let's talk about 2025. We're expecting a lot of new items here: 60 millimeter shells, 1,000-gram multi-shot devices, slices and sweeps, and more. We've got all the good stuff coming in. As always, with 76 Pro Line, stay tuned for more updates and availabilities. We've got a lot of stuff in the hopper here for everybody coming up here real soon.
That was a lot. Do you need a drink of water?
It's great. It's great.
That's fantastic.
I don't know we can fit it all in, but we do.
That's awesome. So thank you, Jonathan. You can take a break now. We will take over. You burned your keep. Now, unlike New Year's Eve, that's on a Tuesday, the next 2 years, 4th of July is going to be on a weekend. So we wanted to make sure that you were prepared, because you got to do things ahead of time. So Ben, talk about what they need to do to prepare ahead of time.
Sure. As we mentioned earlier, it's just all about being prepared. It's all about getting things done in advance, just so we all know something comes out of left field. If you have your other things taken care of, you're going to have the bandwidth to go ahead and take care of whatever it is that pops up unexpectedly. Difficult to deal with the unexpected while you're still dealing with the known things that you have to take care of. So I always talk with my customers, what are you going to do to market your stuff? Are you going to try anything different? Are you going to try any new schemes? Are you going to try anything promotion-wise that you haven't yet? Get that promotion plan in place. Get your marketing plan in place. How are you going to advertise that? When are you going to do those Facebook drops? When are you going to do that stuff on Instagram? How are you going to tell folks about it? If you secure a billboard now for 2025, 4th of July, you're going to have more options on the location for that than you will if you wait until the first part of the year. So talk with your folks at the radio station, because I know that they are more likely to give you a little bit of a discount on something if you're scheduling far enough out. So just help yourself out. Order your product early, get your promotions put in place. Going into, as we said, the weekend cycle, that you're going to go through that product. There's always going to be that bump going into weekend fourths, and that's coming up here. So it's going to be helpful on the Friday, and it's going to get crazy on Saturday. The 250th anniversary of the founding of our country. Patriotism is going to be everywhere, and we know that that's good. That's a wonderful thing. A byproduct of that is better fireworks sales. Nothing says I'm American more than 4th of July and celebrating with fireworks. So be prepared to take care of your customers. Get that product on hand. Don't be scared of investing a little bit more in your product line. It will pay dividends. Nothing is more certain than the product that you don't have on your shelf not being sold. Have it there, have it on hand, make sure you're ready, that you're stocked above what you think you need, because that product's not going to get less expensive and it's going to serve you if people do show up, or if those folks that are competition in your area end up running out early, as we saw happen. So if you're prepared for that, I think you're going to be better off. And also talk with your landlords. For all of you that don't own the locations you've got, I know most of you are already doing multi-year leases, but just if you haven't gotten to that point yet, absolutely try and stop the nomadic situation from occurring and get your lease for 2025, 2026 situated and put in place. So you can be there, you can plan for the spot that you're at, and you don't have to worry about that detail coming up and possibly being something you need to deal with going into what will be a fantastic weekend cycle for the upcoming 4th of July's.
But I wasn't even thinking about that when I was looking at all of your notes and the tips of like having that location and planning in advance for not just this year, but the next year. And, that's huge to do.
Absolutely. And it's, if you engage your landlord and tell them, what you're willing to do, and we all know that some of the key spots are going to be out there for eventually sale. Somebody's going to develop those. So, be realistic about how you draft up your lease language. Give them a opportunity to let you out of the lease if they're able to sell it. I mean, I would much rather not do that, but if I can lock in 2 years and give them some assurance if they find a buyer, that still works out better for me ultimately, because I know that I'm covered with my lease for that location and I'll be ready to go, because there's going to be plenty of stuff that you're going to have to take care of.
Yeah, well, I think we jam-packed this half hour with a lot of really important information. And again, thank you guys, Ben, James, Jonathan, and Sam, for all the great information. I think your customers are really going to be thankful for this information. So thank you for being here. Again, if you have any questions, you can comment below or you can send an email. The email address is listed here. Contact your salesperson. And all of the information is going to live on all of our social platforms, so you can always rewatch this if you like. But again, we want to thank you so much for joining us today. And we hope that if you have any questions, that you don't hesitate to reach out. And we hope that you have a fantastic 24 to 2025 and even into 2026 season. Have a great day.